What's up everybody, this is Master Ian Gamer. Today we got another brand new Overwatch 2 director's take, this time outlining upcoming balance changes that we'll be seeing a bit later in Season 7, including nerfs for support heroes, and new, slightly disappointing details regarding the new Roadhog rework. We also have details surrounding an upcoming new collab that'll be happening this season in Overwatch, and even a couple little teasers about what we're going to be seeing this year at BlizzCon. So let's dive right on in. First up, talking about the Roadhog rework. We're going to be releasing an update to Roadhog this season, including a reworked primary fire, changes to take a breather, and adding an all-new ability. Based on quite a few last-minute tweaks to the kit, he won't make our mid-season patch, but instead will be coming later in the season. Okay, well, let's just talk about this. We actually have a bit of insight now on what exactly is going to be changed about Roadhog going forward. We already knew he was going to be getting a new ability of some kind, and unfortunately they don't really elaborate at all on what that's going to be here, but they have also mentioned a rework to his primary fire and take a breather. Now, as for what exactly they're going to do with the primary fire, that's anyone's guess, I suppose, but there's a sort of fan favorite take a breather change, which I'm curious to see if they end up implementing, being the shared healing cloud, which has been a really popular sort of like fan idea for how to rework take a breather, where he just heals people around him when he uses the ability. As for whether or not that's what they're actually going with here with take a breather, it's anyone's guess, but it is interesting to note they will be changing that part of his kit specifically, and it seems like they might actually not be touching his hook, interestingly enough. I was worried they'd try to drastically rework how his hooking mechanic works as a part of his kit, but they don't mention hook at all here, so maybe hook will be untouched. But unfortunately, the latter part of this, the mention that the rework will be delayed, is quite disappointing to hear. They don't say how long it's going to be delayed, just not going to be making the mid-season patch, but evidently still coming sometime this season. So what, is it going to be delayed like 2 weeks? Is that what they're saying here? I guess we'll have to wait and see, but come on, Blizzard, you really couldn't just get the Roadhog rework out when you said it would be out. It better be a good rework, that's all I'm gonna say on that. Moving on though, we have a lot of talk around supports and their rising power level in the meta. We're making a series of changes to many of the support heroes in the game for the mid-season patch, with the intent of targeting their utility and opening up windows of vulnerability. We want to be careful here in order to avoid some of the feelings of helplessness that supports had at launch, but we want to lower some of the overall sustain and survivability that's present in the game currently. So yes, Blizzard is finally taking a serious look at support heroes. They have been very strong, fairly oppressive in a lot of ways for a few seasons now, and it seems they're finally going to get targeted for some changes to bring back down their power level. I am rather curious to see what they actually do in terms of targeting their utility. Does that mean they're going to be focusing heroes who have utility mechanics, like nerfing Zenyatta's Discord, nerfing Kiriko's Suzu? Is that what they're talking about? Or maybe they have some other ideas in mind, some more sweeping support level nerfs that'll just hit everyone fairly equally. I guess we'll have to wait and see. This is an area of the game which I am very interested in seeing what they end up doing, and this does sound like something that will be coming during the mid-season patch, unlike the Roadhog rework. Also, we're seeing a lot of talk around Orisa, Zarya, and Bastion. From a stats perspective, Orisa isn't one of our top performing tanks. That spot goes to Reinhardt at lower tiers and Sigma at the high end. This could be one of those cases where she feels frustrating to play against, but isn't giving that same value to her team. We made a small tweak to her at the start of Season 7, and we're currently in a wait and see with her. We're also planning a slight nerf to Bastion's assault form for the mid-season patch. So there you go. Even with the initial changes these heroes got at the start of Season 7, it seems like these three heroes, Orisa, Zarya, and Bastion, will still be getting some changes going forward, specifically being nerfs, which honestly I think is fair because they have been fairly dominant still in their respective areas of the roster, so we'll see what they end up doing with those. The mid-season balance patch will include the changes to support and quite a few others, and will be roughly comparable in size to the balance patch at the start of Season 7. We'll be able to get get into more detail in the next few weeks as we get closer to release. So if you remember at the start of Season 7, the balance patch actually wasn't that big, so I'm guessing that they're saying here that we shouldn't expect a huge patch of balance changes with the Season 7 mid-season patch, but rather just a handful of ones targeted at specifically problematic heroes. Moving on from balance and reworks and hero kits though, next up we have several more exciting moments coming in October and November. We just announced our collab with SSERAFIM, and I can't wait to share more. We can't go into details for now, but it's something that the team is really excited about. So for those of you who maybe missed it, Blizzard did announce a upcoming collab with a K-pop group, SSERAFIM. Admittedly, I know nothing about K-pop. I don't know anything about this group, so I do not know what to expect in terms of this collab and what it's actually going to mean. There's apparently a collab song that'll be releasing towards the end of October, and they're also going to have an appearance at BlizzCon, doing a performance there. So that's pretty cool. I know a lot of people in the Overwatch community are big into K-pop and all that. It's something which I personally know like nothing about though they have confirmed that there will be a new in-game event game mode as part of this collab, and of course new legendary skins. Now they haven't shown off what these skins or new event mode is going to be just yet. Apparently that will be shown off on October 30th and coming into the game on November 1st, so it's still a bit of a ways off before we'll actually be getting that, but I for one am interested in seeing how this ends up working. People have talked quite a bit about various collabs Overwatch could end up doing, and a K-pop collab is one which a lot of people have suggested over the years, so perhaps it's not surprising to see Overwatch finally do something like this, but we'll have to see what the actual skins and all that end up looking like once they come to the game. Speaking of BlizzCon though, we'll be revealing our next new hero at the event, plus a whole lot more what's coming this year and next. Also, we've heard from players that they want to see us take a look at our competitive system as well as our battle pass. These are two of the top priorities for the Overwatch team. We'll be detailing the direction of our reworked competitive mode at BlizzCon. However, we'll be talking about a new take on our battle pass and shop changes a little later, most likely early next year. So this is interesting, hearing that they're going to be targeting competitive specifically with reworking the mode itself. It's anyone's guess what that means. Honestly, I feel like competitive rework is a bit of a strange topic to talk about at BlizzCon, since usually BlizzCon is aimed at the very sort of like casual, exciting, flashy new content, like new maps, heroes, animated shorts, those sorts of things. So hearing that we're going to learn more about a reworked competitive mode at BlizzCon is like, okay, interesting. I'm curious to see what they have to say, but feels like sort of a weird place to discuss that specifically. But I personally am rather intrigued by how they plan on reworking the battle pass and shop. Unfortunately, it sounds like details for these portions of the game aren't going to be talked about until after BlizzCon, and probably not for another few months still. But the fact that they are looking at changing the shop and battle pass in some way is interesting. We'll see what that ends up being, and admittedly, I don't have my hopes up for them to be spontaneously super generous with shop prices or anything like that, but apparently they have something in the works, and I'm interested in seeing what it is. Last though, speaking of our shop, there was a bit of a controversy at the start of this season with the placement of our latest Moira skin in the Ultimate Battle Pass bundle. Some players felt like it was the best skin of the season and were upset that the only way to obtain the skin was to purchase one of our highest priced bundles. We do sell an Ultimate Battle Pass bundle every season with legendary skins in it, and will continue to do so. However, the lesson that we're taking away from this moment is to make sure that we provide more ways to acquire some of our most popular skins. And that's all they say about it. They don't say that the Moira skin is going to be coming to the shop as something you can buy specifically. They don't say there's going to be another way to earn it at any point. They just say, we know people are upset. We're going to think about that as we go forward. But if you want the Lilith Moira skin without paying $40, well, too bad. I don't know, I just thought it was sort of weird that they acknowledge this here and then don't have anything nice to say in terms of, oh, you'll be able to get it cheaper this way. So I guess they're just aware people are upset and they want to acknowledge that they're aware people are upset. Anyways, that does it for this director's take. Definitely let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments down below. Are you disappointed that the Roadhog rework has been delayed? Or maybe you're excited excited about the upcoming K-pop collab. Either way, be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and as always, be sure to subscribe, hit up that bell icon, come follow me on X, and join my Discord server to hang out and never miss any of my future Overwatch news, streams, and other content. And special thanks to my YouTube channel members who help make these videos possible. If you'd like to join them to earn some cool rewards, then just hit that join button down below. And otherwise, this is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.